YouTube, welcome to 0AD Newbie Rush on Mystic Jim TV. I'm Jim Cogan, and as promised, this week I finally have a replay of a team game for you, and what an epic it is. But first, all the usual stuff. If you like the video, well, that's what the like button is for. Same kind of story with the subscribe button. You all know how that works. And check out the video description below for all the usual linky goodness, including how you can have one of your games featured right here on a future episode of Newbie Rush, where you can download 0AD and check out other cool 0AD YouTube channels. Right, no hanging about this time. Let's get down to business. This week we have a veritable blockbuster of a game. It's a 4v4 teams game on a medium mainland map between Team 1, comprising of Ajan 2017, rated 1340, playing as the Romans, Gununicorn, rated 1491, playing as the Athenians, Bahuda, who we recently saw getting a very one-sided victory in our first tournament special, rated 1184, playing as the Spartans, and Dark Chris 98, rated 1394, playing as the Morians. They'll be up against Team 2 featuring Roskany, rated a hefty 1541. Currently the highest rated player we've had on an episode of Newbie Rush, and he's playing as the Iberians. Raynor, rated 1465, playing as the Athenians. Morda, rated 1312, playing as the Romans. And Bones and Scars, rated 1310, playing as the Britons. Massive thanks to Morda for submitting this game to me. I was actually struggling to find a decent team game. I've sat in as an observer on about 4 consecutive matches this week that promised so much, but all were victim to the dreaded loss of connection by one of the players somewhere along the line. So I was quite relieved when this turned up in the Newbie Rush inbox, and then I watched it. I was absolutely over the moon because it is a total belter. Prepare yourself for some epic battles, some fantastic attacking play, some sterling defensive work, and some absolutely brilliant teamwork. I think it's fair to say that none of the competitors are newbie players, but this is, in my opinion, a must-watch for everyone. If you're a new player, there is no doubt you're going to learn something from watching this, and if you're an experienced 0AD campaigner, well, it's just a great game. This is what playing 0AD is all about. Enjoy! Here we go on the first team game that I have covered on 0AD Newbie Rush. This is going to be a good one. We'll go through the teams in the south of the map. We have Team 1. We are looking at Bahuda in the grey. Covered Bahuda on this channel in a previous episode. He had a bit of a knockover, easy win in a tournament. We'll see how he does. Bahuda, rated 1184, playing as the Spartans, and in the grey here. Moving down in the green, we have Dark Chris, or Dark Chris. I expect I'll flip between the two as the game goes on. Dark Chris 98, rated 1394, playing as the Marians, in the green. In the light blue, or cyan, we have Ajan 2017, rated 1340, playing as the Romans. And over here in the red, we have, here's another one to pronounce. I'm going to go with Gununicorn. Gununicorn. It'll get better the more times I say it. Rated 1491, playing as the Athenians in the red, and he is Team 1's big hitter, the highest rated player at 1491. How will he do against Team 2 in the yellow, just to the north of Bahuda here? We have Raynor, rated 1465, another big hitter in the Athenians in the yellow. we have in the purple Bones and Scars, very dramatic, rated 1,310, playing as the Britons, and next to him, behind the walls here, in the blue, our biggest hitter in this game, Ruscany, rated 1,541, playing as the Iberians, the highest rated player I've had so far in any Newbie Rush episode. Got the most defensively solid civilization there. We'll see how Ruscany does. And in the orange we have Morda, rated... What's Morda rated? Morda is rated, at time of writing, 1,312, playing as the Romans and playing in orange. And one feature here, we'll see Morda somewhat renowned for his cavalry rushes, and he has immediately established cavalry of 7. Unsurprisingly, that puts him obviously in last place as far as population numbers, but cavalry, it's like the equivalent of training 2 soldiers, so that is to be expected, but it's almost certain every time he plays Morda charges with cavalry very early on. Let's see how this goes. Let's flick through the teams again. Berhuda, on paper, our most inexperienced player, playing as the Spartans. He is up to a population of 35. Oh, we've had some confrontation already, some scouting from Morda. Well, there's a barracks and a tower going up on Gunonicorn's border with Morda. This could be a situation that develops. Let's go back to Berhuda, who has population of 35. It's respectable at this stage. Dark Chris, 98 up to 44. Pretty accelerated development there. He's leading. Yeah, I think Dark Chris and Bones and Scars on the opposite side both hitting 45. So they're both absolutely hammering population. Here we have Ajan 2017 Romans, building lots of houses, also up to 45. So they are the trendsetters in terms of population. And it looks like Morda is, as predicted, gonna do a bit of an early raid. He's gone with 8 horses. It's Roman cavalry, so these are sword cavalry. What's he gonna go for? I think he's going for fields. In he comes, and Gunonicorn gets the women to safety pretty quick. But there are more women at the top. It's 12, or it's down to 10. Are they diving to safety, or are they being horribly killed there? There's a few casualties.
Yeah, see?
Morda has lost 1 horse, but it's definitely causing disruption. The farmers are still not back out yet.
Yeah,
all the women are still hidden. Or they've come back out straight into Morda's firing line there. So this is a tactic of Morda's to basically keep the opponent under the cosh while developing at the same time, and it's having, well, I would say it's having negligible effect at this stage. Gunonicorn's population is lagging behind a bit, 43, so there was a stunt in the growth there. Morda's population is low anyway because of the amount of horses he's gone for, and the surviving 7 horses are back in the CC. Morda's probably open to attack himself, but nobody else is really going for cavalry apart from Gunonicorn, and I think that is going to be more defensive because he has spammed out quite a lot of female citizens. Let's have a look at who is leading population wise. It's still Dark Crest. This is impressive. Morian's able to expand to new territories with their sort of gathering elephant, although at the moment he seems to be wandering around slightly aimlessly. This one's building a house. But in terms of overall population, he's crushing it a bit at the moment. I said that Ruscany has pulled level. His farming is very well established.
Yes.
Actually, best player in the game. He's got some idle people there. That'll annoy him. And producing women, lots of women at the top. I would say if you're in the middle here, you're somewhat less vulnerable to attacks like this one going on. Morda's gone in for a second run. This one appears to have been quite successful. He has Ganandicorn has scrambled women into the CC. He's still got a huge amount of women up here chopping wood. They are vulnerable. He's gone back in with a full quota of 8. He's murdered at least part of Ganandicorn's cavalry. But they've come out to chase them away. He's got reinforcements, so we now got a total of 10 horses. Are they going to go straight back in and make another pass? This is starting to hurt Ganandicorn now. He is being stifled in his development. It's difficult to know what to keep your eye on because Morda is sort of constantly attacking. It's a small wave this time, enough to get the farmers back into the CC. We do have some other horse action here. This is Raynor's cavalry going in on Dark Chris, who's got the highest population, and they're all infantry. That looks doomed to fail. I can't see that being successful. Is he going to have a crack at Behuda now? Behuda's got 35 women in the vicinity of the CC, no infantry. He could take a bit of a pasting here. In the meantime, Morda has backed off a bit. Let's go back to this raid. Very slow reactions from Behuda there. He will have lost quite a few women. Well, I don't understand. I know he filled up the CC. And still, this goes on. This is quite good intimidation. This is going to definitely hurt Behuda. He's now going after this contingent of women from Darkness. So this is good play by Rayna. Morda has gone in again. And he's got the farmers back into the CC. Short attack that time. It has definitely had an adverse effect on Ganandicorn's population. Morda himself, who has got the lowest population, but he did have the highest rate of cavalry. This is the biggest cavalry in the game. It's Rayna. He's raiding Dark Chris 98. And it has slowed him down a bit because Ruscany and Ajan 2017 have both increased their population ahead. But look at this. Bones and Scars, 105. Not been involved in any action, playing as the Britons. Not too many women, but he's done well there. He's stolen a march, but Ruscany, as the Iberians, has gone to phase 2, and Morda has gone in again. So third raid from Morda, somewhat less successful in terms of tips. The cavalry are just sort of diving into whichever building that he's nearest and then springing out en masse, and that seems to be levelling things up now for Ganandicorn. I think after the initial phase, as other players are starting to go to phase 2 now, Ajan 2017 and Ruscany have both levelled up, and I expect they all will soon. Ganandicorn is definitely behind on his development, especially food. He's struggling for food because of the number of times that Morda has raided him. We have is this an incursion? No, it's a bit of an expansion. This is he's running away with it. This is Bones and Scars, up to 127 population, completely unchallenged. We'll be interested to see how teamwork goes here. In a 4v4 game, you would expect the flanks to kind of contest it with each other and the middle teams to contest the middle. This is interesting. Ruscany is on the move. He sent a contingent of 26 skirmishers to raid Ganandicorn again. He's taking a pasting from everybody. If Morda comes in again now with another load of horse, this is a coordinated attack. This is pretty tactical. This is Morda's biggest cavalry raid yet. He has 13 horses in that. at the moment, Gunenicorn is completely distracted with this this infantry battle over here. It's pretty even, but Morda is going to compound Gunenicorn's misery here with this attack. He's not responded this time with the distraction. He is murdering Gunenicorn's farmers right, left and centre. He's got to react to this. He's got to get them into the CC. He still hasn't done it now, has he noticed? Oh, they're just running into the line of fire. He's realised now, but I think he's lost the vast majority of his farmers. Only 4 of them made it back into the CC. But he's helped out with an assist from Ajan 2017. That was nick of time, so good timing, good teamwork all round. So first of all, Ruskany coming through with a distraction, Morda coming around with a murderous assault, but just when it looked like Gunenicorn could be in terrible trouble, in came Ajan 2017 with a force of 38 slingers there. I know they're Roman skirmishers, so that I would say was a save. At the moment, Ruskany is still peppering these enemies from long range. Whilst developing himself, he is also gone to phase 2, as has Dark Chris, Ajan 2017, Reina. Interestingly, Bones and Scars has got this enormous population, has not levelled up yet. Must be on his way soon. Still now. Needs some more resources. Who hasn't levelled up? Bahuda hasn't levelled up. I think he's still feeling the force of that pretty devastating early attack. He's got his farming numbers back up after that. Is he about to level up soon? He has now leveled up. He is now, is he? Nope, still waiting. And Dark Chris definitely has. Ajan 2017 definitely has. So it's Gunenicorn who's taken a bit of an attack. Bahuda also. Morda, who's done most of that attacking. It's obviously hurt his resources a bit. And Bones and Scars, who just seems to be going for population limit. He's up to 159. A large percentage of that are women. It's got 108 infantry, so he still has the biggest infantry. So he's doing exceptionally well with the population, but not levelling up. He's been a bit slow in that score. We have more attacks. It's Morda again. He's forced the farmers of Gunenicorn back into the CC. It is, and that same 13 horses. Gunenicorn's almost blasé about this. He hasn't really reacted. The women have come back out, and in come the horses again. And they're safe. I think he needs to stick some towers around here. Towers would definitely limit the impact that Morda could do. He's trying to capture a house. Gunenicorn's really been kept under the cosh, but out come the cavalry. And this is a pretty even fight. Oh, I think Morda fancies this. Oh, and Gunenicorn is sending women out accidentally, is it? I don't know whether he meant for them to come out right into the battle there. He has got the opportunity to go to phase 2. Still 3 players have not phased up yet, including Morda himself, who's doing all of this attacking. No sign of any expansion to the middle at the moment, although Dark Chris Elephant is assisting in collecting food, marking out his territory a bit. Nearest thing we've got to an expansion is Bones and Scars, who has now gone to phase 2, has built a very advanced temple, and I think this is our first expansion. Is this an attack or a base? I think this is going to be a CC. We have a bit of skirmishing going on here. I can hear it, I can't see it though. But it is right next to where Dark Chris 98 is farming. We have first additional CC going down. We also have Ruskany advancing with development. So that's a blacksmith going down. Ruskany doing pretty well. He's up to 152. trying to tighten their grip on the centre here. This base is probably going to go up, what does it say, 35 seconds. Nobody else seems to be venturing out. Dark Chris is building towers on the border, as has done Ajad 2017. Ganunicorn still in phase 1, as is Behuda. But Raynor has raced through to phase 3. Are we going to see Fortress and Siege from Raynor very soon?
Yeah, see?
His population's 140, so he has got a numerical advantage on Behuda. If he can get Siege going pretty quick, he could do a lightning strike, although this is a very well protected border. No towers yet, just small sub-towers. Nobody's garrisoning. Behuda has garrisoned that one and is upgrading this one. But I think this could be a flashpoint, certainly through here. Reinforced attack, huge numbers from Bones and Scars coming forward. This is a good tactical stronghold, and it's backed up with Raynor's infantry here.
Yeah, see?
Does Dark Chris know about this? Oh, he's aware. He's aware there's something going on. Can't see the base yet, but he knows where purple is, and he knows there must be a base here from the line. I don't know if he's going to scout or continue hunting.
Yeah,
this could get minor skirmish territory there. In the meantime, we'll flip over because Mortar's gone in again. Looks like he's had a pop at Agent 2017 and then gone back through, slaughtered a few women, has lost a few horses, hasn't caused quite as much disruption, but he's coming back in for another pass. All of Ganunicor's army, somewhat small that it is over here. He's got a small tower, but it's not garrisoned. Still hasn't gone in for defences here. Mortar is kind of coming and going as he please. And Ganunicorn is definitely struggling for food. He's been a little bit helped out by some of his teammates. We have some developments here. So Raynor's going in for a bit of cavalry intimidation while this fortress goes up. I think that is too close to Dark Chris line there. That is a vulnerable place to stick a fortress, and a barracks right next to it. I would have thought a fortress back here would be the way to go. It's right between two of the biggest armies currently going in their home territory. There's going to be literally hundreds of troops able to descend on this. The elephants are coming in. I don't know if they're not going to deny it, but it won't. I don't know, unless he kills these elephants down quick, it won't be staying up. I don't think Dark Chris has committed enough troops. He stopped the barracks going up. It's a fight for the centre. For once, Mortar's given us time to watch it because he isn't attacking at the moment. Just have a quick look. There is... Look at this. This is pretty good. Bones and Scars has pretty much walled himself in. He's committed to this. I think this fortress is safe. I don't know if these slingers are all firing at the fortress. I think they've got to be. I think it's coming down, actually. Is this a tactical blunder for Bones and Scars? He's committed all in. He's got 3 elephants rampaging through his sort of second base. He's having to send in reinforcements. I think he should have built the fortress here. I think he should have consolidated this position. No one's attacking him. He's safe. He may as well commit to this and build it here and build out and expand. I think he's left himself short. Raynor has got his fortress up. I think he's been a bit slow. He reached phase 3 so quick. That could have been up a few minutes ago, and that could have been sending rams and catapults towards Behuda, who is still in phase 2. Can't get it together to phase up at the moment. The last few buildings going up. But although there is a big fight happening in the middle of Ajad 2017, his Saves the Day infantry have come in again and are socking it to absolutely socking it to Bones and Scars in the middle. Rayner, I think, is tentative. Does he support this? There are big armies coming. He's got to. I suspect he would dearly love to be attacking Behuda at the moment, who is still chasing to catch up. This is where it is happening at the moment. So we have one catapult, two catapults, catapult and bolt shooter against all infantry. They've taken down that forward base, so you'd have to say this is a big dent to Bones and Scars. No longer the biggest population. Roskany is quietly building up the largest army and expanding it slowly, but it's solid. No one's coming in. He's actually having to I think he's having to euthanize his own population just so he's got enough siege weapons. Such was his expansion. Rayner has gone all in here because I think he's now beaten down. He's beaten down Ajan's infantry. Dark Chris is coming in for the side. Behuda, small excursion, but hastily being repelled by those catapults. Has he phased up yet? Has Behuda phased up yet? No, Behuda now last player to reach phase 3. We're still waiting for him to go. Has he leveled up yet? No, still not. Oh, yes, he has. It's Gnunicorn who is still struggling to phase up. And he is now coming under the might of Roskany's expansion here. He's running out of map to work in. He's run out of wood over here. There is a huge wood line, but it's now being contested by both Morda and by Roskany. Morda is still going with his fabled cavalry attacks. They have kept Gnunicorn right under the cosh, and now it is Roskany with rams coming in at the side. This is bad news for Gnunicorn and his base. I don't think well, he might. Ajan 2017 might be able to perform yet another assist. He's still committed over here though. He's still got an infantry force here. The elephants of Dark Chris have kept people at bay, but they have taken out this area in the middle. So yeah, huge conflict taking place here. Nobody's really stealing a march anywhere. Behuda has got his fortress up. Dark Chris doesn't seem to be sure who to attack. Does he pile into Rayner, or does he stop this expansion here? Everybody's seemingly ignoring Roskany here, the best player in the game on rating. You can't ignore him. But I think they were hoping that Gnunicorn would be able to sort it out. He's been completely under the cosh by Morda from all of the first half of the game, and is now coming in for a bit of a pasting from Roskany. I think he's going to struggle. He may need to relocate. Not a lot of free space left, so it's difficult to know where he would go to if his CC got taken down. I have to head into the middle. What is going on here? We have a huge force. Maybe Dark Chris 98. Is he attempting to support here? Is he trying to take down? Roskany's advance? He's going in with 2 elephants and a lot of infantry. Are they going to try and put down a base? They're going to wade in. Is this going to leave them vulnerable? It's an enormous army that he's got. This could turn the tide here. The rams are coming in. It's Roskany's rams coming in for Gnunicorn CC. They're skirting through the base. He's built these at angles, so it's difficult to get to, so that's good play. Morda at the moment is hanging back on this one. I think he's resting the infantry, the cavalry. Roskany's had to withdraw. He's seen. It's a 3-way thing. We've also got a few. This is very good teamwork. Also got a small contingent of Ajan 2017 in there, and Roskany knows when to pull back. So he's minimised casualties. He may have a counter attack on his hands. They may be coming back in for them. let's see what's happening in the other sort of battle zone here. There is still an enormous conflict. His Bones and Scars is pushing relentlessly down, with this time with a huge load of Celtic Slingers. They are fighting. They're facing off against Berhuda's Bolt Shooters. They seem to be skirting around each other. He's got to take these down or he's going to lose huge numbers. There's a massive movement of Ajan 2017's troops in there. Now this is interesting. Morda has now gone all in for infantry and rams. So this is a big attack coming in. The peacekeeping force that Dark Chris had are at this extremity. Ajan 2017 has pulled his troops out just as a enormous hit is coming in. Ruskin is withdrawn. I think he is gonna sort of support this area here, build up for another wave. But I think Morda is gonna take Gananicon out. Oh no, hold on, Dark Chris troops are coming back in, so they're still in the vicinity. This is a fair fight. I think they could do with some cavalry. I think in seeing this, Ruskin is coming back in as well, and over this side, huge load of conflict. These slingers have been very much a meat shield. There's not many of them left. Oh, they're down to 50. They're doing well. I know they're down to 12. Sorry, that's Ajan 2017 who's got the big numbers. So yeah, that I think it was about 40 or 50 slingers. They've been eliminated. So that's good teamwork between Berhuda and Ajan 2017. But it's here where critical situations take place. The rams have got through to the CC. I think they're going to be dealt with by the elephants. More just pulling back a bit. Let's have a look at the numbers. It's changing so fast because there's so much carnage going on. Darkris still has the maximum. He's still got the leading number of troops. He's got 2006. Next to that we've got Morda, who's now built up his forces to 190. So that long period of time without an attack was, well, this is the result. It's a huge army that he's got, and they are holding their own against 3 forces in green, forces in light blue, and forces in red. Not that there's many of them left. Ganenicorn's population hasn't really got much above 50. It's now struggling at 47. We've got armies coming in here. They seem to have reached a sort of an attritional stage here. Another CC going down here. It's Ganenicorn. He is bailing out. His CC hasn't been destroyed yet. Has been destroyed now. So Morda's rams came back in, and they breached it. And a little bit disappointed with the impact that Dark Chris's army has had here. They've just kind of stood there in formation, but you're not going to stop siege engines with that. All the time, Ruskin's rams have been supporting it as well. Just not enough anti-siege. Too many slingers, not enough swordsmen. Ganenicorn is in a fix here. He's trying to build another base, and the clock is stuck on 45. I don't know if this is a bug on the game or if he's taking fire from somewhere. I've seen this happen. You just need to delete this and start building it a couple of yards over, and that will build okay. He is in range, I think, of the bolt shooters here of Berhuda. Maybe they're just keeping it at parity, but it's been like the best part of a minute that this is going on. In the meantime, while that base is not getting built, I wonder how long it'll take him to notice. Morda has pulled back under a bit of pressure. So a bit of a counter attack here from Ajan 2017. It is a large number, but they're all quite wounded, and they're running straight into this catapult lineup that Morda's got, so they're not going to get anywhere there. But, they've still got some infantry. Is Dark Chris going to try something from the front? They've just abandoned these. They've just let Ruskini roll straight through. I think they're paying too much attention to Morda, and they should be paying attention to this development here. This is Ruskini, who is advancing ominously into the centre of the map. We still have the Phantom base not going up. Ganundicorn really, what else is he focusing on? He's not got an army over here. He should be... Oh, it's been destroyed now. Is he going to try again? Move over a bit, lads. Build it. And now that base is definitely going down. We have catapults here. It's like... Buddha's left these here. They're not attacking anything meaningfully. We have catapults here pelting... absolutely pelting the base here, the fortress of Raina, who's kind of withdrawn because Baruda is attacking from the south. Raina looked like he was going to be a really significant force in this battle, and in that initial pushback, he's kind of shrunk into himself. His numbers are well down, he's barely over 100. We have... We have Mortar coming back in. I'll take a brief water break here. It's thirsty work commentating on this one. Catapults going off. Where do we focus? Do we focus on Mortar and the fight between Dark Chris 98, who's pulling his siege works back, being chased by Ruskany. Ruskany is going in on Ajan 2017 now here, and we have a massive lot of catapult fire coming in on Rainer's base. Rainer is now pulling troops in, but he has let Bahuda really sabotage the south of his base. He's got good formations now. He's a bit outgunned, and there's no cavalry coming in. So Bahuda's playing a shrewd game. A bit slow in his early development. Took a bit of a pasting, but he has definitely got Rainer under pressure. Bones and Scars has hardly featured at all since his initial expansion. I think he's built 5 rams. I think he's building numbers up again, but he's stuck around the 112 mark. Ruskany has been expanding all the time. Nobody's challenged him at all. He's now sent a small contingent of infantry in, and he is occupying Dark Chris 98 completely, and Ajan 2017. Yeah, I'm surprised. I think Dark Chris really had to commit troops to trying to defend this flank. You can't say they defended it. Morda broke through, took out Ganundicorn's CC. Ganundicorn himself has now got a base up, but it's being pelted from distance by a catapult. Ganundicorn just isn't destined to keep a base for long. They're building wooden walls across the middle, trying to do something similar to what Bones and Scars did here. This is more advanced, this is more vulnerable, and there's a big hole here where things can walk straight through. Lots of Ajan 2017's houses here. This, I identify this as a weakness. If you're going to come in, you're coming through here and possibly down the side. I don't think reinforcing the middle is the way to go. Maybe if you did complete it, get 6 and 7 catapults here. In the meantime, Ganundicorn really has not been a feature in this match. He's been under the cosh, and he's had to build his CC in the middle of a war zone. Not a great place to be if you've had a pasting on one side of the map. Morda's fallen back and is just taking out the rest of Ganundicorn's houses, so destroying what's left of his infrastructure. Ruskany is coming in, reinforcing this. I think they're trying to claim this territory, occupy this huge swathe of the map. They are putting instant pressure on Ajan 2017, who has been denied space to expand it. He hasn't been able to get another CC out after that initial doomed early expansion. They're going for it again. I think Ajan 2017 is fighting on too many flanks. I think he's got a problem here. Ganundicorn is effectively gone as a force in this game. He's building walls, he's reinforcing, he's trying to stop this wall is this whole lot of trees with no wall. They're going to go straight through the middle. This is a folly. I think Ganundicorn's going to lose another base. Morda is expanding, so it looks like they've tentatively pressed the go button on attack. They're coming into They're coming into Ajan 2017. Like I said, hasn't reinforced here at all. He is spread on two flanks, got a small force, still trying to harass Raynor. They've kept him under wraps. His population is low. He has taken quite a lot of punishment from Berhuda and pretty much everybody here, including Gunundicorn. That's about the only person he's been able to attack. But he's holding steady. He's holding out. Roskany seems to be just about sweeping his way through the whole of the map. It looks like he's got all the time in the world. Looks like he's not been under any pressure whatsoever. It's a great place to be. Great to be the Iberians. You're not going to get attacked, and he's just turped through at his own pace whilst intimidating. Whilst intimidating everybody else with his sort of counterattacks, especially Gunundicorn. He just looks untouchable. I would say, if I was going to pick a winner at this stage, it looks dodgy for Raynor over here, but it looks overwhelming for Morda and for Roskany over here. And of course, Bones and Scars is a force. He has got... It looks like he's just sat there waiting for the big guns to do something, and then he's going to unleash rams at the end. But I just start taking whatever is left down. So I think he's going for a conservative approach. Roskany is slowly driving through the middle, and Morda is amassing his forces on this border. Here comes the attack, and I think Ajan 2017 knows there's danger here. He's pulling his advanced contingent back. Is he going to get supported by Dark Chris, or has Dark Chris got his own problems here? Dark Chris looks like he's set for attacking Raynor. They still haven't been able to take down. They're largely idle. Dark Chris, has he got a contingent of troops over this side now? Everybody in the middle. Oh no, he's still got a line of slingers here who've remained here. So he's fighting on two flanks as well. Dark Chris has had numbers, but I just don't think he hasn't inflicted damage. He saved Gunundicorn the first time, but his force, he's got nothing to take down Siege. He's not gone in for sword cavalry, he's not really gone in for swordsman or pikeman. I think that, having an all-ranged infantry approach here, their effectiveness is now a bit limited. It's not looking good for the guys over here. And coming in, Ajan 2017's CC is under attack from what is now 9 champion cavalry skirmishers. This is a bold move. This is good. He's raised his 9 skirmishers, and they are now literally on their own with no siege weapons taking down this CC. This will be a terrible blow for Ajan 2017. There he goes. That's a massive play. It's a bold move when all of this battle was going on. You would think the attack would come in through here. It's a sucker punch, and Ajan 2017 has got to rebuild. He's got CC going up. He had resources. He's in a mess there. His numbers are down. Dark Chris still has the largest population. Again, his slingers were not able to do a thing about that. They could have defended that base, but I think nobody saw the danger. I'm a little bit disappointed with Dark Chris 98. I think he could have been more decisive in the battles. He's hanging back and waiting to be attacked, and then when that attack comes, he's not really putting the boot in and making a difference. Roskany, on the other hand, is now flooding in. It's siege weapons infantry. Morda is supporting with catapults and infantry. He's got rams of standby. This looks bad. This looks bad for Ajan 2017. He's got 2 good players coming in on him. Is he being supported? He's still being supported by these skirmishers here. of Dark Chris. I don't know, longbowmen. Is it all longbowmen? All longbowmen, and we have a bolt shooter. So it's a solid thing. I think his replacement CC's gone up. Rusky just seems to be able to drift through as he pleases. He's been causing trouble here. Still, we have some fighting on the border. Look at this. Bones and Scars has sent his 5 rams in, and Canonica is going to lose another CC. They're getting a bit stuck in the trees, but they've worked out where they're meant to be attacking. Reyna has defended this fortress. Against the odds, when I thought Behuda and Dark Chris and Ajan 2017 were going to press through. He was good at the start of the game. He lost a lot of ground, but now he has defended quite valiantly, it has to be said, controlling and keeping the whole of this sector kind of under wraps, and is now hitting back. He is being supported here by Bones and Scars, who's been a peripheral figure after that initial repelled attack, but I think he's going to be decisive now. He's lost a few of the rams, but Ganonicorn CC has gone down. He's now into, he's venturing into Dark Chris territory. Not much change coming out of there. And there's still a healthy contest going on this border here of Ajan 2017. He is in terrible trouble population. We have resignations. It's all gone down. So, what happened there? It all came to a very sudden end. Essentially, while we were looking at Morda and Roskany attacking Ajan 2017, basically Ganonicorn's base was taken down by a raid by Bones and Scars, supported by Reyna. And as soon as Ganonicorn's base went down, he resigned, followed by Dark Chris 98, who I think retired just a little bit prematurely, possibly. Behuda followed straight after, and Agent 2017, faced with the inevitable, resigned as well. So they all resigned within a matter of seconds of each other. I think there's some interesting points to make in this as to how it could have gone differently. One of the key things is at one point, Dark Chris 98, Agent 2017, and Ganonicorn were all giving Reyna hell from his flank. And this opened up for Behuda to make some siege and go in and start attacking him from below. If those siege engines had gone straight for the CC, there was a clear path to it. I think that would have been Reyna removed from the equation. He may have rebuilt, but as we saw with Ganonicorn, once you lose a CC, you are at a disadvantage. You have to spend resources rebuilding it, and then you have to quickly reinforce. And I don't think he'd have been in the position to do that. I think he would have been taken down. Behuda instead didn't make any more siege after the 2 initial rams, and then attempted to go north and harass Bones and Scars. So a relatively small raiding force versus one of the biggest, most established sort of reserve armies in that game. Bones and Scars hang back for quite a while until he was strong enough to launch an attack. So that gained no ground for Behuda. He lost a lot of troops, and then he eventually kind of ran out of resources, and he stopped being a significant threat in the game. His moment was there and it was gone. I think Behuda didn't quite seize the initiative. Possibly, if that had have happened, that would have freed up Agent 2017 to support the other side of the map better. Maybe earlier on he could have advanced a bit, put an extra base down and supported Ganonicorn. Ganonicorn may not have needed to vacate to the middle of the map. But there was stuff happening on all flanks. I think it's fair play. They supported each other. Both teams attempted to support each other really well. You would have to say Roskany probably was the star player. He just looked so effortless as he was coming forward. Never looked in any trouble whatsoever. And very ably supported by Morda, especially early on. Those raids really did destroy Gnonicorn's game. They kept him completely occupied, and he was not able to enact any strategy of his own. He was always on the defensive. And when the end came, like I said, there were opportunities, I think, for Team 1 to sort of really make inroads in it. I don't think they were aggressive enough when it came to counter-attacking. So, yeah, on balance, I think Team 2 deserved it. Especially those plays between Roskini and Morda attacking Gnonicorn took out the opposition's best player, effectively. I was a little bit disappointed with Bones and Scar's early excursion. I thought he overstretched himself, built his second CC too far south. Should have then maybe put the fortress just below, and then held a corner, a little bit more of an advancement of the map going south. As it was, he put the CC quite far advanced, making it difficult to reinforce. I then put the fortress even closer to Darkcrest 98's front sort of border. And it was there to be shot at, basically, and it was destroyed shortly afterwards. So that was a setback. Maybe Bones and Scars and Raynor, with a bit of coordination there, could have kept that side of the map completely under wraps as well. So, yeah, opportunities for both sides. I thought Roskini and Morda played a faultless game. Bones and Scars and Raynor came good in the end. Raynor certainly defended exceptionally well. Bones and Scars oversold himself early on, but made up for it at the end. On Team 1, Gnonicorn, I feel sorry for him. I think he was absolutely pillared by Roskini and Morda especially, who just wouldn't, it was like some kind of rabid animal, just would not let him go. So Gnonicorn's involvement in the game was reduced to a peripheral one. Agent 2017, I think, was just spread too thin. He was having to support what would have otherwise been lost causes. He turned up in the nick of time a few times and saved the day. But ultimately, you can't be everywhere at once. Behuda, listed as the least experienced player, I really thought at one point his moment was there. He could have played a massively significant role in taking out one of the opposing team's players once and for all. He didn't follow through on it, but he did compete. I think it was just the latter parts of the game when he was running out of resources. He found himself a bit out of his depth there and could not get involved for that point. Darkcrest 98, I think I'm a bit disappointed with him overall because he regularly had the largest force of players, of infantry. I just don't think he focused his attentions in the right place. He didn't expand out. I suppose he couldn't really because Gnonicorn had to go somewhere. And Gnonicorn basically placed his second base right in front of Darkcrest 98. Maybe that somewhat compromised his position, but I felt he was sending contingents of ranged infantry to places where they were being attacked by siege, and they were not effective. So, yeah, he didn't really have the impact that I was expecting. If we have a look at the tail of the game, in terms of units raised, there's not much in it. Fair enough, though. Throughout the whole of their team, Team 2 did end up creating an extra 400 troops. That could be down to the losses they took. They took more losses, but they were better at reinforcing. If we look at, pretty much, it's a wide spectrum of how troops were created. You can see. You would think Morda is lagging behind, but Morda has been making cavalry at this point. Bones and Scars, that's where he absolutely aced it with numbers. But then he fell back in after his initial attack went horribly wrong. If we look at when troops were lost, we can see Gnonicorn took a significant pasting. That was when Roskini and Morda attacked him combined. He was never a force after that. We can also see Rayner taking a huge pasting all the way through the middle part of the game, but somehow surviving. Ajan 2017 also sacrificed a lot of his troops in defending his teammates. Very valiant, but ultimately did not do the business. If we look at who was the effective killing machine, again, Agent 123 was lethal. Everywhere there was a fight, he was killing things. And in fairness, Dark Chris 98 in the killing stakes definitely was quite good. But yeah, Rayner was taking a pasting all the way through that. Behuda was peripheral to the action later on, and Bones and Scars, I think for the huge number of troops he had, it was numbers rather than skillful fighting. I think he just threw numbers at it when he needed to, and came good in the end. It was a fascinating game. I think that's definitely the best one I've covered. Covering 8 players at once is a bit tricky, but it was good. It was really good. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I think next time we have a team game, we'll do a 2v2, so there's not quite so much to have to sprint around and look at. But genuinely hope you enjoyed this one. I thought it was a fantastic game. And like I said, for the new player and the experienced player alike, a lot to be said for that game. Lots of teamwork. This one focusing less on how the individuals actually did it. We didn't really look at their economies at all. There wasn't time, to be honest. If you learn anything, it's more about strategic placement, how you phrase your attacks, who you decide to target, who you decide to weaken to give yourself an advantage in a team game, how you coordinate it, and how you defend your teammates if they're in trouble. I thought there was brilliant examples throughout that for all players to look at, and like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do, hit the like button and feel free to subscribe for future episodes. We'll have more coming soon. But for now, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.